It's because it's so cringe. I'm making fun of him.
Okay.
It's a lot like you should know because of how much I make fun of you.
Yeah, I feel special. It makes me feel special that you take time out of your day.
He's got important things to tend to, and he still chooses to do that. You know, that's a good guy right there.
That's your forecast.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. 3 weeks in
Rainy.
the books. Feeling real good about it, too.
Raining all week.
Dude, it's already 1/5 of the season over.
Yeah, for fantasy purposes, pretty much, yep.
Hockey's already started. Well, preseason, right? I think.
They got preseason hockey?
I think so.
Now, you think I pay attention to hockey?
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah,
Somebody
I'm
told me, and I was like, dude, what?
All I know about hockey, Alex Ovechkin, that's my goat. That's all I got for
well,
you.
Wayne Gretzky, dude, if you look at the stats, it's insane
All
how
right.
good he was.
We're going off on a tangent here,
Sorry.
but listen, we are a fantasy podcast, right? So we can talk hockey fantasy for about a second.
Okay, yeah.
Nope.
Trying to educate people.
Yes.
I respect
Yeah.
that.
And do you know what the best way to learn about something is?
Whatever it is, I don't do it right. That's for sure. I definitely don't do it because I don't do
What's
much.
the best way? How do you know?
Making a mistake.
Oh, I'm a visual.
Is that what they say? You make a mistake.
How do you know what's going to happen in the future?
Oh, the
What?
past. You
I'm
gotta look at
thinking
the
of some-
past.
See, that's what I said.
It's the best
His-
indicator of the future.
History repeats itself.
Mhm.
So we're going to go back into the future.
Back into the
Oh.
future.
I'm in.
Marty! You've got to come back with me! Where? Back to the future!
I'm hoping Fields wins.
I think Fields
I'm hoping Fields
with
wins.
Mike Tomlin and just the Steelers as a team, just leave it up to the defense and Justin Fields and Najee will just run the ball.
Well,
I
the
think
prob-
that'd be awesome to watch.
The problem with that, though,
There's no problem.
Fields. What's up with? Hey, what do you guys think about the Steelers now?
Dude.
Justin,
Hasn't
I'll
even
start.
threw a pass. Did he throw a passing? I mean,
He-
dude's killing. Really, as a game manager, I would have never expected.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It's almost like Mike Tomlin's a great coach and understands his players' weaknesses.
Yeah.
And he said, hey, Justin Fields, we're not going to give you time to make all those mistakes.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to make a decision, and that's that.
Yeah.
And he looks fine. He looks
Mhm.
better than fine. He looks like Russell Wilson should not get that job.
Oh no,
There's
there's
no
question about
shot.
that, right?
Yeah, like that should be Fields' team until he proves that it shouldn't be.
Well, and think about how Caleb Williams, dude. He's not doing good. It's the Bears, dude. They suck. Bears coaching can't do it.
Yeah, the Shane Waldron. I mean, we talked about it in the offseason coming from Seattle. Like that guy's a moron.
Well,
So what?
wasn't he the guy that got Geno and Baker good?
No, that'd be Dave Canales, the Panthers coach.
Oh, okay.
I want to know what your thoughts are for Justin Fields. What is he back? Like before, he was like a dude. He was. I know people that traded like multiple firsts for him.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
So, and I mean,
I
so
don't know anybody who did that.
so like if you
Just
did,
me.
if you happen to be someone who did that, like you feel a little better now. But he's not putting up the same kind of stats that he was. But
No.
What do you guys think? Like, is he gonna? I mean, is there something? Is there something here?
I feel like there is. I feel like the more that he grows as an actual good quarterback, the more he's going to be able to use his actual talents as a runner. And I think later on it'll prove out to be like he's going to get a lot of more of them points. And who knows? I mean, Tomlin, obviously you said hey, make a decision, quick decision, real quick.
Yep.
He's working with him for his strengths. And then later, I mean, I could see after he settles in, I could definitely see him getting into more of that rushing type of game and getting a lot more points in fantasy.
That's what it comes down to for me too. Is I have him, and I spent too much on him, but sunken cost doesn't matter anymore, right?
You're right.
Moving on. At
Yeah.
this point, compared to where I was with him, 2 months ago, I'm elated. Like this was best case scenario, right?
Yeah.
Like he got the job through whatever means, and he hasn't screwed it up, and that's enough. Like.
Yeah.
Especially Dynasty now is so reactionary and quick to change their opinions on things, which is, I get that. You got to stay water, be willing to change your opinions when something's shown to you. And I think things have changed on Justin Fields, whereas he's no longer an elite fantasy option, but now I'm more comfortable with him as an asset
Yeah.
for a longer period of time, personally. Like, I think he's shown enough that, like you said, if Tomlin and, Arthur Smith, thank you. I was going to say old Falcons coach that I hate. If him and Arthur Smith decide to open up the playbook a little more and start using some of Justin Fields' more like athletic ability,
Yeah.
I think it could eventually pay dividends. Because I mean, right now, like they have 3 touchdowns on the season through 3 games, but they're winning football games.
Yeah.
Like their defense is excellent, and they want to run the ball, and all those things are good news for Justin Fields.
Yeah, they have like 3 touchdowns, and Chris Boswell has like 20 field goals.
Just a boatload of field goals.
But to your point that you were mentioning is about when he was with the Bears, and he was scoring a bunch of points, but they won 3 games or something.
Every year.
I would much rather have a QB that scores less points and he's winning, because that's going to prove long term kind of thing. He's going to secure himself an actual position as a starter. So I never thought I'd be saying this, but man, I like Fields.
And then
It's crazy, right?
And then you think
having Fields
the longer like Josh Allen started out as a physical guy, talented guy,
100%.
and then once he solidified his role, then they started letting loose like he did the other day. So.
And even that, like, you let it loose, and we've talked about Josh Allen's turnover issues before. It's like that still takes time. I mean, like, look at Josh Allen so far through 3 games this year. Like, it's the
0
best of both worlds.
Mm-hmm.
It is everything you could have ever asked for in a quarterback. Like,
Yeah.
he is playing perfect football, in my opinion. So
This
far.
is music to my ears.
It's good stuff. Good timing on that trade, man.
Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
I just think Bryce Young has great potential. I think everybody shits on Bryce Young so much that we all hate him. But he's not that guy. I don't think he is that guy. I think he makes some great plays, and he was on a dog shit team last year.
Great Scott!
He's still a dog shit team. I do think he does too much, and he's not like he's still not at the level to where he needs to be starting. I also think they kind of hurt him a lot last year by even starting him last year, just right off the rip. I think they should have went with Andy Dalton and let him sit. Especially, like, what were you going to do? You think Bryce Young was going to bring back that whole dog shit team? And even, like, I don't know. I could obviously still be wrong, but I still think he's got something left.
The entire army has left. Has done
I know.
retreated.
I'm still here. I'm still
You're
here.
still. I admire
I
it.
planted that flag.
They said, I hear no bell.
I'm not. Yeah, exactly.
Get back up. Fight for your guy one more
Yeah.
time.
The captain's already dead. He can't yell retreat.
Well, it's.
So I guess I'm stuck here.
I hate that we just talked about how Justin Fields was on a dog shit team.
Yeah.
And he looked so bad or whatever, and then he goes to a different team that actually has some decent coaches.
Okay.
You know, I'm just saying the Panthers have not been good for a long time now. Like I think he needs something. Dude, he still has nobody to throw to.
Quarterback's hard, especially for young guys when you're not surrounded with the pieces that not given the opportunity to have success. And so that's a lot of the time guys have the talent, they might have the brains, but they don't have the right opportunity, the right fit. I mean, I'm sitting here right now in a way better fit than the other places I've been, and that's not to put other teams down, but it's a matter of the pieces around you, the coaches, and for Bryce, a guy that I can relate to this, finding that belief within yourself again, and he'll get it. His story's far, far from finished.
To me, like Andy Dalton's been in the league for fucking 12 years, bro. Like he knows how to throw to these guys. He knows the shit. Like
If you're getting
just saying.
shown up by Andy Dalton and you're like,
Not
dude,
just shown up. Andy Dalton came in, and he had the best game a quarterback had this year up to that point. Like Josh Allen and Joe Burrow both had great games, like statistically. But he was the first 300-yard, 3-touchdown game, and he almost had it at half.
yeah.
Now, there's a lot of data over the last probably 20 years that supports after a head coach firing or a quarterback change, like the teams are much more likely to win and have good games.
Okay.
The first week.
Yeah.
Now, like I guess like the most egregious example would be when the Colts hired Jeff Saturday out of a high school and came in and he won a game and then they lost 10 straight.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he was able to do something with coming off of nothing
Yeah.
and still win a game because, it's just a different atmosphere and guys feel a little rejuvenated. And I'm sure like the O-line and the receivers and even the defense for Carolina were all like, hey, this is a different thing. It's not just going through the motions, So the next week or two will be telling, in my opinion,
Yeah.
to see how the offense stabilizes and if, I don't expect them to be a 35 point per game kind of team, but if they're putting up 20 points a game, 24, something like that, I mean that's doubling the output
Yeah.
we saw with Bryce Young.
That's where I was sort of trying to go with this, just goading him. But I wanted to talk about is there some silver lining with Carolina as far as everybody else goes, other than Bryce Young? I mean, first of all, what you guys gonna do with Andy Dalton? You guys are just nothing pretty much.
Well, here's what I'll say:
it's only a 1 year rental, but still.
If you're playing in Superflex and you have him, if he's good enough to start for you, congratulations. You have.
Your team sucks. Congratulations.
But I mean,
QB2 is Andy Dalton.
There's certain ways where you roster construct, where you're loaded everywhere else, and you're playing the waivers like this, where it's I'm gonna own 6 backup quarterbacks on my bench and 1 good starter, and all I need is 1 injury, and I have another quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Now you might have lucked your way into Andy Dalton. If you lucked your way into Andy Dalton, you're a rebuilder. Perfect. Any second round pick, any of them.
Good luck with that.
2029. 2020,
Dude,
2030.
Who's giving
But
up a
think-
second for?
But think about the teams that just lost
Maybe
Tua, that just I don't know, I can't.
Yeah, I
remember
mean,
any of the guys that got.
I've
knocked
been
out, but,
very adamant in my life since we've been doing this, so about a year, in saying that I will always pay a third for a spot start. I would happily pay a third for a spot start for 1 game at any point in the year if I thought I was competing and it would help me win the game. So if I think Dalton can be a spot starter for 6 games, the rest of the season maybe, awesome. I would probably pay a second if I really needed help in a Superflex league.
Do you think? Okay, so what about the rest of the pass catchers? This is I'm going to say this is a mirage, but maybe not mirage, but I'm just not. Chuba Hubbard did awesome, but I'm not convinced that this is something that's going to keep them. Get out of here.
Get out of here, bud. I'm good with Deontay Johnson would be the only receiver where I'm comfortable with moving forward.
I'd say Adam Thielen's he's gonna pick up a lot of production.
Unfortunately for Thielen,
he's out.
it looks like he potentially tore his hamstring. He went down really hard on a touchdown catch,
I saw
and
that.
he was writhing in pain. And they said this morning he's probably going on IR. You're only.
That's the.
The way I see it, if you're gonna build a time machine into a car, why not do it with some style?
Sam Laporta is a bum. That's what my hot take is.
That is a hot take.
I think he just got the ball just because, and he's not.
Just because.
Yeah, and I think they're gonna start moving around, and once they start figuring out ways to get Jahmyr Gibbs the ball and Jameson Williams, and
It's tough. It is tough because I still think Sam Laporta is really good.
Yeah, no, I still disagree that he's a bum.
Yeah.
However, talk about a spot-on analysis of the situation. I just think that stuff's going to go away when they start learning how to get Jameson Williams involved in the offense.
dude, I can tell you something though. When you're the one editing the videos, you always are spot on.
You always come out on top.
Yes.
But he's dealing with a hamstring thing right now,
Yeah.
and also all tight ends suck right now.
Yeah, they do all suck for the most part.
That Nate's been talking about that quite a bit.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
mean,
we
tight ends are
we
rough.
should be.
It's
yeah.
a really rough scene out here. If you score a touchdown, you are a top 5 tight end
Yeah,
on the week. It's just locked and loaded, man.
I've been starting Colby Parkinson, and I'm 5 points, and he's still
Yeah, whatever.
17.
I just outscored the guy with Mark Andrews.
Yeah,
I won my tight end matchup.
exactly. I'm
The 3rd string tight end on the Rams.
Whoa. Third
Whoa,
string.
whoa.
First string, buddy.
Well, Tyler Higbee's hurt.
Well,
No, Parkinson does look fine though. He's looked decent.
Are we really arguing about who's the first string?
on the Rams.
Yeah.
Who's the first string and getting 5 points?
Yeah, literally.
As a first string or whatever.
What about
Yeah.
the rest of this Lions team? That's the more important issue to me is,
I'm-
Jade.
I'm a little afraid that it's just going to be whoever it is that week.
It's that whoever offense.
It's
That's what I was gonna
because
say.
like J-Mo been getting he had a down week this week. Amon Ra had a bad week for week 1. Like the running backs are kind of like on and off. It's just it's kind of scary, but I mean they could get 30 points, in that week. So
I want as many shares of all these line guys as I can get. However, I will say this. I'm surprised that the guy I'm most confident in week to week is David Montgomery.
yeah.
Guaranteed
Like, how
5
did-
points, but no more than 15. That's the way it feels to me with him.
I mean,
Still,
he's capable of those, 2 to 3 touchdown games. He had him last year, and the Lions did it the year before that too with Jamal Williams. That's just it's been very interesting to see the workload split between Montgomery and Gibbs, and they really it's not like hey, you're the third down guy, you're this guy. It's okay. Hey, it's a David Montgomery drive. We're playing a certain style of football.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Jahmyr Gibbs drive. We're playing a different style of football. Like there's going to be more routes out of the backfield, more Jared Goff involved in that. But yeah, I mean, I still want I love Amon Ra, I love Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm even in on J-Mo a little bit.
That's what he was saying, though. You mentioned about the offense with the running backs. And he's talking about coaches, wanting to have good coaches. Dude, they got good
Good
coaches.
coach. Yeah.
Great coach.
Did you see he got doxxed?
Yeah, I did. Did you see who did it?
No,
It was his daughter's, like somebody in her high
Summer
school, a
friend,
guy who was a
yeah.
Lions fan who was like pissed off about it, and he posted their address on his Snapchat, and then him and a bunch of his buddies drove over there and were like screaming shit at the
Ain't
like,
a chance I go to that dude's house.
bro.
That
No
dude will
way I'm
beat the
fucking
shit
with
out
Dan
of me.
Campbell.
Yeah,
Crazy.
you know he has like guns. He's
Yeah,
probably got
we-
like a minigun up on top of his house, just ready for these.
Talked about this, right? Like, there should be no more overtime. It should be the coaches fighting to the death. And Dan Campbell was the guy who we all said,
Yeah.
no,
He's
I'm
winning.
not. I'm not fighting Dan Campbell. We lost.
Andy
If we
Reid
tied,
just
we
comes
lost.
out, shakes his hand, and fall down.
Yep.
Like that's what he's gonna do.
Dude, he's about to have a heart attack. I don't need to fight you to have a heart attack. I can do it while I'm eating chicken. Dude, okay. Sidebar.
Okay,
That defense
so
is legit.
if
That
you
defense is
had
very
both Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, what would you do? Are you trading him, either of them? Are you playing both of them? Are you playing one of them?
So
Speaking
personally,
from experience,
if I have them both, okay, priority one is trading one of them. It almost doesn't matter which one I
I
trade.
agree.
However,
I don't
like
know.
if I have so if I have Breece Hall and both those guys, like I don't like having a whole bunch of running back value. So for me, that's an easy. I'm trading Jahmyr Gibbs away,
Yeah.
like because I get nobody's gonna be like, oh, you have both, so I get a discount for Jahmyr Gibbs. They're just gonna be like, oh, you're willing to trade Jahmyr Gibbs? Yeah, let's work
Yeah.
on something. Whereas with David Montgomery, I feel like we'll be negotiating for a second, and then that guy will be like, I mean, I'm helping you out, bro. You can't just.
I'm not dissing you because
No,
he has
you-
both of them.
You know
But
what
I would
do?
start both every single week
Yeah.
if I had them both and
Are
could
you
move
starting
them.
them?
for
I would
running
start
back.
them both, except
He's not.
I would not
I've been
accept the
starting
small offers.
Chuba
to get off
Hubbard.
of it.
Except he's not. My reason.
I had them both in until Saturday before the first game, and then I switched it.
Who'd
to
you bench?
David
That's fair.
Montgomery.
If I'm benching one, it's going to be Montgomery.
But
Probably.
it's crazy to say that it's a realistic thing to do is to start both of them.
Yeah. No, I mean, if
My thing
we've
is-
seen offenses do it before, like the Saints with Kamara and Mark Ingram
Mhm.
were both top 15 running backs up,
Yeah.
for a 2-year span. So you just got to find the right offense.
My thing is when I traded Devontae Smith, I liked Devontae Smith and I didn't want to trade him, but I had AJ Brown.
Yeah.
I gotta keep I gotta keep one of them, but I can't handle starting both of them.
Yeah.
If the Eagles have a down week, then I'm right now if the Eagles have a down week.
Yeah.
So
You are literally the Eagles.
I am
Literally the Eagles. I mean, it's by definition.
by definition and title.
Yeah. I don't want to have.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour.
Sam Darnold is the official QB1 going into camp right now in Minnesota.
Oh, let's go.
He's taking the reps. What do you guys got to say about that? You think that's going to stick for a little while or no?
No.
Yeah.
I know.
To be fair, a big thing changed with JJ McCarthy.
It did.
being
That was
injured.
before JJ. Yeah.
But also, if Sam Darnold keeps playing like this, is JJ McCarthy going to get in? Probably not.
yeah, that's a good.
But
That's a good point.
But I think just like I was talking with the coaches, dude. I think the coaches in Minnesota, dude, they look like he looks like Kirk. He looks like he's playing just like Kirk. did
Who's their coach?
last year.
O'Connell?
Yeah,
Kevin O'Connell?
yeah.
Boy genius. Like,
I think he's like the Kyle Shanahan of passing.
yeah, I mean, honestly, that team has looked. They haven't missed a beat.
No. Yeah.
And their defense looks improved. Like,
Mhm.
Aaron Jones looked like a great signing. They really.
Aaron Jones was a great signing.
Yeah,
Aaron Jones
there's
should have
no-
never left the pack. That doesn't make any sense to me.
It wasn't up to him, man.
Well, I know. Sorry, the pack should have never let him go.
Yeah.
So do you guys think Sam Darnold's for real now? I mean, I never
think-
obviously by the video I didn't think so, but so I'm
I
sorry
think
I'm
he
sitting
could
here
be-
dogging
I
you
think-
guys, but
I think he could be more talented, obviously, but like, I think he's gonna get the job done. I think he's gonna be a Kirk, but I think when shit gets real in playoffs, he's gonna be that ugly guy that I don't even want to see his face anymore. Still, like, but
Yeah.
like, yeah, just what pick was he? Was he number 1?
Darnold was 2, I
2.
think.
Okay.
Mayfield was one that year.
Yep.
Okay. I couldn't remember.
You know, I was all in on that draft class. Like, I loved all those quarterbacks.
They all
And
that's a
most
pretty
of them-
good-
most of
that's
them
a pretty
turned
good
out
class,
pretty
though.
well. However, I also loved the Trey Lance year. Trey Lance, Zach Wilson. Who went before Zach Wilson that year? Is that T-Law? Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
was T-Law. Like,
No, it's Tua. No, I'm
no, because
I'm
Tua and
confused.
Herbert were in the same
Yeah.
class.
Tua never even
with,
went number 1.
Burrow. Yeah.
Burrow to.
That might be the greatest what if class ever at the end of the day. Tua, Herbert, and Burrow.
Yeah.
Craziness.
Dude, I like. Maybe it's because I got him on my team, but I'm thinking Sam Darnold might actually be good. But
Yeah, he
I'm-
was
I'm
on
playing
I'm
the
with you.
Jets,
He was
play
on
the
Jets.
camp, Carolina, and then okay, then maybe you're saying, well, this guy's playing on this situations that are bad, so he gets a good situation. The one game he played for San Francisco last year, he did good,
Yeah.
and now he's with the boy genius.
Yeah, definitely. I'm
I don't know. Is
I'll
he gonna
say
be seeing
I'm-
ghosts by week 7? You know.
Seeing ghosts.
Seeing ghosts.
I don't know.
I think he could be solid. I really do. I mean, the talent's there. Like, it's not like he's not able to throw the football. He's always been one of the guys who we've been like, oh, he can make all the throws. It's just decision making has always been his biggest killer and pocket presence.
Yeah.
And the Minnesota O-line looks like it's holding up so far this year. And obviously, as long as Justin Jefferson's out there,
Oh,
his life's going to be very easy.
yeah.
Like, that guy is getting butt naked out there. Like, there's nobody within 5 or 6 yards of Jefferson every time I see it. And when there is, he just snags it right over top of him every time.
If you're like, just tell him if you're seeing ghosts, just throw it to Justin.
Yeah.
Just lob it up there.
Are you
Yeah.
scared?
As,
Throw it to that one.
as
Yeah.
That
long
guy
as-
right there?
As
Yeah.
long as they're not wearing a purple 18 jersey, like them ghosts, like don't throw it to them. Throw it to 18, the real one.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Yeah.
And even if you're seeing 3 of them, you just throw it up around there.
To be
You might
fair
find
though,
it.
like that 97-yard touchdown was a dot. Like,
Yeah, it was a
dot.
great ball.
Yeah.
That's a high pressure throw too. Standing 5 yards deep in your own end zone.
Yeah, man, he was going to be a number 1 pick his whatever year it was, and then next year is at USC, not quite as good, and then so he fell back. But the talent's there. He has a strong arm. It's accurate, but like you guys said
He's
before,
ugly. Yeah.
All right. Say
He's
you're
absolutely ugly.
ugly.
say you're 3-0. You have a strong team. Like, you think you're a contender, right? And you just lost Tua. You giving up your first round pick for Sam Darnold?
Oh, I would. I think I would.
No, not.
The McCarthy thing is what's holding you back.
Yeah, the McCarthy
Dude, that
and 3 weeks of Sam Darnold being good. Is that 3 weeks of fluke?
I
or
got
3
fooled like
weeks,
this by Sam Howell last year.
Mm.
4 to 6 weeks of great play. I mean, we got to give time for the defenses to get some film on the Darnold offense, in my opinion.
True.
Because that's kind of what happened with Washington and how
Josh Dobbs.
new offense with Bieniemy and a new quarterback. So everything was different. A lot of good numbers, but Darnold looks better than Howell ever looked.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Like,
And the thing with Howe is he still made some turnovers that were like, bro.
Darnold's playing good
But,
ball,
yeah,
man.
he
I got no bad things to say about Sam Darnold, but I was just curious to see where you guys are at with him.
I'd definitely go a second. And
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe,
It's an
maybe
easy
another fringe quarterback.
Yeah.
You're not getting him for a second.
That's what I said. A second.
What if I gave you a second and Aiden O'Connell? Raiders are talking about making a QB switch here.
I don't know if I'd do that. Because if he was like a guaranteed starter,
Yeah.
like I'll be, like him and Matt Stafford, second and Matt Stafford, I would be like, yeah,
That's
you know,
fair
he
enough.
doesn't have too long in the, you know.
But yeah, you still get some production for a little
Right.
bit. All right.
Hey, Doc, we better back up. We don't have enough road to get up to 88.
That is literally all height, and it's not even a good height. Like
This-
they're so low of a ceiling for Malik Neighbors.
Yeah.
That's just bad.
Jesus.
Do we even have to touch on that one? That one's just like, let's just play the next clip.
Honestly.
You want
I-
to skip
yeah,
that? I
we-
graded you a
we
little
have
bit
to-
too much.
I will say the main thing that just gets me is almost like the same thing with Roma Donze. Is like I really don't know.
Hold on, do you guys?
It could mean that that point in time inherently contains some sort of cosmic significance.
Yeah, that's. I mean, we look like we're ready to watch a movie. So.
Go
Thanks
rest
for
on.
cutting me off. But anyway, so it's the same thing with Roma Donze where I'm like, I almost don't really care how good they are. I just don't like their situation. But obviously, when you target him fucking 19 times
Yeah,
a
I
fucking
mean,
game, then
so
I guess
far
you're
the
gonna
talent
be
is
good.
transcending the situation.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the 2 back-to-back catches he made this week?
Yeah.
So it was about a 45-yarder down the left sideline. Defender, like, Neighbors is behind him, and it's a little underthrown. And the guy goes up like this, catches it. Neighbors comes over top and just grabs his ball and rips it out of his hands, toe tap down. Then he's on like a little in and out option route.
Can we
on,
pause to
on
watch
the
this?
left side of the?
Just watch.
Oh, here's the touchdown too. This is disgusting.
Did you see this one? He looked like he did that intentionally, just to.
Yeah, just a flex on him. Like,
Yeah.
hey, look what I can do.
Yeah, 360 no score.
360 toe tap. Come on.
yes.
Yeah. No, Neighbors' talent, excellent.
Yeah.
I'm glad you chose that clip and not the clip with me towards the end of the offseason when I was like, I'm really lowering on Malik Neighbors. You know, I just that situation. Like, I don't think he can finish in the top 36. He's what, like wide receiver 5 right now. Like, long ways to go, but he's the
I
real
had to
deal.
do it that way
And-
because if Nick State Jacob was doing it,
Oh yeah.
it would be all my bad takes.
For real, absolutely. And I guess times are kind of like changing to where like these wide receivers are just getting put in number 1 roles or getting
Yep.
put in like major part of it. Like Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. I mean, those guys.
I think it just if you're from LSU, you can just
That's
like
what it is.
just
Yeah.
throw him at number 1 and you're
Yeah.
good.
Thomas.
They
Yeah,
got
he's doing
they got some Lacey guy. Last name's Lacey for LSU right now.
Eddie Lacy.
Draft that guy. Promise you he's good.
Yeah.
Devin Leaves. Go ahead and pick him up.
Yep, absolutely.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
I don't know. I just really don't see him do anything really. Like,
Puka Nacua is
clips of him do something.
Probably the hill I'm willing to die on, saying that he is a like special player.
So you heard it. Drop Puka.
Puka Nacua.
Yeah.
So it's obviously way different now.
Yeah,
Okay.
crazy now.
So-
Injuries are unforeseeable, really.
They are, but just
Are you
from
guys still like? So you guys were both in on the Puka.
Yeah,
I'm putting
You're
him-
on the Puka. So if by your theory, hold on, you should be wanting to buy him, right?
Puka.
Because he's lowered value.
Yeah,
Just
give
'cause
me.
he's hurt.
Let me buy up all the shares of Puka Nacua I can in Dynasty. Anybody who's trying to sell that guy, like, okay, I get it. I would say that Puka, like, he hasn't really fallen for me, but Neighbors has risen up, like,
Yeah.
in my
Right.
opinion.
Yeah.
So they're probably pretty equal
Yeah.
from at least my evaluation of the two players. If you can find somebody who wants Puka, I'm fine with doing that swap for Neighbors. Like, nobody would do that, right?
Yeah.
But if something similar like that, like I'm fine moving off of Puka for a similarly valued receiver if I'm a contender and I need those points.
Yeah.
But like, there's no reason you should be selling Puka low. None at all.
Yeah.
At least in my
in a dynasty for sure. Yeah. Redraft. I
Yeah,
guess.
like I would love to buy him in every league I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm just going off the ranks. He was like right around first round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not that anybody's doing startups now. So it's not like first round now, but like he's falling down.
Oh yeah,
Just
like,
from
I don't
being-
think he's
just
in the
because
top.
nobody's seen him play.
Dude,
it's
he's
like
not only
recency
top
bias
12
or
on
something.
Keep Trade Cut for wide receivers.
Yeah.
He was like wide receiver 7 to start. We've
Right.
had 3 weeks, and he looked great week 1 before he got hurt. I don't know. I don't get it. That's what we were talking about, man. So reactionary now.
So
It's,
you're
I'm still taking Puka. Just because I think the situation, and I think probably Neighbors, especially with the stuff that I've just seen and him consistently doing it, I think he might even be more talented than Puka, but the situation.
yeah.
so your forecast here is recommending go and trade for Puka
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
before he comes back from
yeah.
his
Go
illness.
try the Puka manager. You know, see what state their team's in. There's a lot of injuries going on right now. You could probably take advantage of some people. Like if you had Puka Nacua, somebody offered you Drake London right now. Kyler finished with 6 touchdowns, and only 1 turnover in his final 3 games. And I think getting an addition like Marvin Harrison that will allow him to start throwing the ball downfield. So I'm thinking he could have a nice big bump this year.
Oh, it never said who it was.
Kyler Murray.
Marvin Harrison.
Well, it was Kyler Murray.
Oh, Kyler Murray.
I was using
I have
Marv
to
to,
do-
to
Yeah,
help
yeah,
my
yeah.
point for Kyler.
Yeah, no,
I
Kyler.
have to edit that one a little bit.
Kyler's he's a good boy.
Feeling really good about what's going on in Arizona.
He's a good little guy.
Specifically Kyler.
Yeah, he's doing good.
He looks great, man.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm surprised. I watched the first game. I was surprised because I thought he was a little frantic and not
Yeah.
really with it too much. And yeah, he's calm. He's calming down and getting the ball to the guy that needs to get the ball.
Yeah.
Yep. And so it just so happens, there's only like 2 guys on the team to throw to, like that are actually good, and it's working. However, I will say this: there was a few balls that I thought were decent balls, where Marvin Harrison like just didn't come down with them, and it was the kind of play where you're like,
You're supposed to be good.
he's supposed to be like. I watched him. I said, oh, Malik Neighbors scores a touchdown on that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
for sure. He had one where he beat the guy over the top, like kind of like a post corner kind of deal, like to the outside. And Kyler underthrew it a little bit to the inside. So Marv's here, the defender's here. Well, he undercut him, and the ball hit him perfect, like right in the chest. He made the great play to get underneath of it. It just bounced right off his chest, and I was like, that was like a 70-yard touchdown he just dropped.
Yeah.
Like, what's that about, man?
Yeah.
They'll iron out the kinks and we'll get on the same
Yeah,
page
that's what
and
I'm
stuff,
thinking.
but-
Maybe he might not be as good as Neighbors or not be as good as some of these, but I think he'll get it together. It's still
Yeah.
week 3. He's
Yeah,
a
no,
rookie.
he's a
There's so
stud.
many
Like, I'm not
players.
panicking or anything,
Yeah,
but-
of course.
Just interesting to
Yeah.
see like Malik Neighbors is really, really flashing some stuff right now.
Yeah. Well, who knows? Yeah, Malik Neighbors can make 3 drops in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah,
and then we're
exactly.
saying the
That's
same
just,
thing
that's
about
just how it
him.
works.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Kyler and the Cardinals,
Kyler's
very,
beast.
very confident in them as a team. I think they're a much better team than their 1-2 record shows.
Mm.
And next week, you're going to want to have players on Arizona because they play Washington. Start everybody. Michael Wilson, start of the week.
Yeah.
Put him in your lineup.
Hey,
I
big
promise you it's a locked-in touchdown.
Wide receiver? Yes, sir.
Yep. Running back? Oh, get him in there.
Oh,
Both
yeah.
of them. James Conner, Trey Benson, Amari
Put him
DiMercado,
back in there.
Keontae Ingram. He's on the Chiefs practice squad. I'd still play him just because he was a Cardinal. That's how bad the defense is.
Backup tight end,
Yep.
the kicker.
It means your future hasn't been written yet. No one's has. Your future is whatever you make it.
I'm taking Kyler Murray. I'm not, dude. Listen, I love Gabe Davis. I love him so much. But his comp to me is Kyler Murray. Like that's what you're hoping for.
Yeah.
Like you want him to become that level of player, where you say, okay, he has the legs, he has an arm, and the offense is good around him. And I just don't know that yet. Like I don't think Washington's going to be good this year.
What? Should we,
I
you
kinda
still
agree.
think that?
I kind of agree with him.
It's-
You are
here's-
kind of right.
Here's what I'll say. I think if Kyler, value-wise and play-wise, looked how he looked last year, and that was valued the way he was last year, it's Jaden Daniels easy for me. But things have changed a little bit. You know, the market's heating up on Kyler. People are starting to respect the Kyler Murray name again. And I think he was up to QB6 on Keep Trade Cut as of like this morning, actually. And Daniels was 7 and was 10 points behind. So it's like a wash right now for people. No, I'm lying, bro. I'm lying. It's Jaden. I'm taking Jaden.
That didn't take long.
But
Only
it's
3 weeks.
Nah, I mean,
I'm still taking
you
Kyler.
can't ask me the day after he does what he just did. Like, come on.
That's fair. But
You ask me after a bad game.
I think Kyler's consistency over the
100%.
half of last year and then this year, I still think I'm taking Kyler now. I don't think you're going to go wrong with Jaden the way he's been playing. I think the completion rating, like I said, they're setting him up to be good. So I think with him being so young and all that, I think you're not wrong by taking him. But I'm still going Kyler.
Well, I mean, if you're a Commanders fan, you got to go with Jaden.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, here I am. I'm not like I wouldn't swap him for Kyler straight up. There's no way. You guys pay me if you want my best player on my favorite team.
Well, yeah. That's
That's
like
what, if I offered you something for AJ Brown right now, it's
that's
like,
the hardest
hey,
part.
kick rocks, bud.
That's the hardest part about having all these Eagles players that are good. I'm like,
don't wanna trade
they're
them.
good,
They're
so
so
I can't get
good.
rid of them.
Yep.
And I like them. They're my players.
Yep,
Like,
it's hard to do a fair trade when you have your own
Yeah.
team fan bias in, but
Dude, and that's tough when there's a new guy coming in and he's just played a couple games and he's doing awesome, right? And you're
Yeah.
comparing it to a player that's already had a couple years. There's
yeah,
a
we've
phrase,
seen Kyler's lows.
There's a phrase that's it's called "the book is written,"
Yes.
meaning like you know what this guy is now.
Yep.
But when you watch Jaden Daniels, you're like, oh man, he could be way better. Like,
yeah, he could he's doing this through 3 games.
yeah,
Like,
maybe. He's,
what if he's Lamar and Mahomes?
Yeah,
Like-
right? Exactly.
what if he's RG3?
Sorry.
Oh,
Who?
well, you had to say it, didn't you?
Dude,
All I did was
just
text it to
slide.
him, man.
Just slide. I said it though. I said I wanted him to slide. Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
he's,
he's little. He's a little guy.
He's a little. He
He
slid
was
once.
skinny.
He slid once.
I mean,
I'll take one.
you still gotta give it to the people that are skinny and can take a hit. Like Devontae, like he might miss a game, but like
He might miss some years of his life from that hit.
yeah,
My
that was a bad.
gosh, he got obliterated.
Yeah, but I mean, he could still be a tough guy, Jalen
Yeah.
Daniels. But yeah,
Yeah.
you're a quarterback, dude. Just take the slide.
Tough is a mentality, and your body can only take so much.
That's true.
So-
yeah.
It's like we talked about before we even started. Like, I would rather them be tough already than have to teach them how to be tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. Now we just have to teach them to be smart.
Yeah.
You know?
If you already have the first down, you can slide. If you
Yeah.
don't, then
No, it's clear all the skills are there. I mean, there's what hasn't been said about him at his time at LSU. You
Yeah.
know, yeah. I mean, I'm more excited than I've been in a long time about the future. However, I
This
think
is-
it's probably a little bit of fool's gold as far as.
this is setting up for disappointment.
Yeah, it's. I'm getting there, man. It's probably a little bit of fool's gold as far as like what's going to happen this year. He's not going to have a 91% completion rate in a game probably ever again in his entire career.
And they might punt sometimes.
Yeah, like Tress White might get to play football at some point. Like he's getting paid to. He's living the life. He comes out there and says, "You guys scored another one. Hold this call." Like perfect, easy money for him. But yeah, I mean he's going to make mistakes. He's going to turn the ball over eventually. They're like it'll probably be this week. Odds are, I would say in favor of a turnover for quarterbacks almost every week, like for 90% of them.
Yeah.
So especially guys who run, but reasons to be excited at least. And if you have Terry McLaurin, you can take a deep breath, and
Yeah, dude.
things are good.
I'm still
Unload
freaking
this
out.
truck.
Jaden Daniels said before Terry's touchdown catch in the huddle, he blacked out, and all he remembers is Terry saying to him, "Just throw me the ball. Trust me. That's it." He said, "I saw cover 0. I just flung that thing up there." And then Terry came back after he caught it. He said, "You see, you see 101. You throw me the ball."
That's
like
cool
that.
though. I like that.
Hey, they're growing together, man. Yeah, it's
man.
looking good.
Devontae did that last year against Deron Bland.
Yeah.
Marty, you're gonna have to do something about those clothes. You walk around town dressed like that, you're liable to get shot.
What did he say?
It was about this shirt that I'm wearing. And he said something. What is comment? Something like, "That shirt is it for me."
What?
What does that mean? Though?
That means he's done. That means
Just
you don't
'cause of
watch
my
it
shirt?
your
Because
shirt.
of the shirt? He doesn't like his shirt? What's wrong with the shirt?
I think it's a joke.
Oh, but okay, that's okay. But like, I actually didn't quite understand what he was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he meant like.
Because I was like, you
rum
might
that
be,
now.
dude. He might be like, that's it, man.
Like, bro, like,
That's
like
the
I
thing.
need that
Yeah.
shirt
Yeah.
yesterday. Like,
Yeah, that's not what.
Josh
it was.
doesn't say positive things, so.
that definitely wasn't that.
You should look at this. I think I saw that. So, in
Deep down in Louisiana, close to New Orleans, way back up in the woods of